Hello everyone, welcome to this brief tutorial on how to create an account on Turnitin.com and how to submit papers into Turnitin.com. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is go to Turnitin.com, and on the upper right hand side you'll find this Create Account button. Click on that button. Once you've done that, scroll all the way to the bottom. You'll see that it says Create a New Account, and click on Student. Once you've done that, you need two pieces of important information that should be provided by your instructor. The first is the class ID number, and the second is the class enrollment password. Okay, so for example, this is very similar to a class ID number that I had for one of my classes, and the class enrollment password was literature. Now, the password is case sensitive, and what that means is that it needs to be spelled out exactly as it is here, with a capital L and lowercase it and so on. Okay, if you were to type in just a lowercase l, this would not work because it is case sensitive. Alright, after you have the class ID number and the password from your instructor and you've typed those in, you need some user information number, your first name, last name, how you want your name to be displayed, your email address. Now this is important because this is how you're going to be receiving what are called digital receipts, confirming that your essay has been submitted. Then you need password, so you're going to create your own password for this and confirm your password, select a secret question and answer that question. Finally, you'll go to this user agreement at the bottom and you just click on I agree, and that'll create a profile. Now, I've already done that, and once you have created a profile, you go back to Turnitin.com, and on the upper right hand side again, this time you won't be clicking on Create Account, but logging in, since you already have an account. So you log in. So you first type in your email. Next, whatever password you chose, and you click on Login. Okay, once you've logged in, this is your home page, and it tells you what classes you are enrolled in. So notice right now my class name is the 2014-2015 AP English Literature Summer class. Now, I could have multiple classes here. I could have 10 classes, for example. Okay, and each one will have its own class ID. Remember, that's the thing that I typed in before that my instructor provided, and including the password. Okay, here's the instructor, and now let's say I want to submit an essay or some kind of work to the instructor. Well, I'll click on that class, and it'll tell me what assignments are available to submit. And here we have two assignments, summer assignment number 2 and summer assignment number 3. Now you can see the start date, the due date. That's probably the most important for you, the due date and what time. Now sometimes some instructors set the time at midnight or 11:59, and some instructors set it earlier. For example, I tend to set mine at 10 p.m. quite often. So you need to make sure that you do submit before that time, otherwise it's late. So once you have your work done in a file, you're going to click on Submit, and you'll type in your first name and last name. It's actually already done for you. Submission title, so we'll just call it Awesome Essay. Okay. Now what can I submit? Well, you have a file already. Most of you are probably going to choose a file from this computer. Okay, that could be a file on your desktop, a file in one of your folders, or a file in one of your flash drives. Okay, now if you're on the cloud and you're using Dropbox or Google Drive, you can also submit a file using those two applications. So I happen to have a file already on my desktop, this essay. It's called Awesome Essay. So I'm going to choose from this computer. I'll click on that. There it is from my desktop. And there it is at the bottom now. I want to upload this essay. Now, it takes, as it says, it should take less than 2 minutes. It's quite quick, so there it is already. Okay. Now, this is kind of a preview of what your essay looks like. This is basically the system wants you to confirm whether this is the right assignment that you want to submit or not. Okay, so you can kind of preview it and see what it looks like. Okay, that's exactly what I want. It tells you a lot of information, the page count, the word count, and so on. Okay, if that is indeed what you wanted to submit, you press confirm. If it's not, you press cancel. So I'll say yes, confirm. Okay, it says congratulations, your submission is complete. This is your digital receipt. Notice that I've already got a digital receipt in my email. So let me click on that so you can see it. Okay, so there is my digital receipt that I received. Notice it was immediate, and it tells me when I turned in that assignment, but more importantly, if your instructor needs proof of you turning in that assignment, well, here it is. You submitted it on time on the due date. Okay, so again, that's how to create an account and how to submit an essay or any kind of work on Turnitin.com.